Hello folks, I'm Alex, this is Alex Unabridged, and this is the Reading Ticks tag. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yes, Tag Tuesday, so I've got a little tag for you today. This one is the Reading Ticks tag, originally created by Kevin Tal Reads, and I was tagged by Josh at Already Overbooked. So thanks very much for the tag, Josh. And I will link to both Kevin's and Josh's videos in the description as always. So yes, nice quick one, this one today. So let's dive straight into the prompts then. So prompt number one is, do you only read at a specific time of the day? Weekdays, yes. Weekdays, it's kind of part of my daily kind of schedule, if you like, that I will read in the evening after dinner. So that's usually after 8 o'clock. I finish work, I go downstairs, I have a bit of time with my wife to chat, all that kind of stuff, cook the dinner, eat the dinner, and then we both she sits down to watch TV, and I pick up a book or stick my audiobooks on or whatever. And I'll read usually from sort of just after 8 and until about midnight, something like that. Possibly later if it's a particularly good book. Weekends, I can read any time at all, whenever I've got free time, basically. Okay, prompt number two then is, do you prefer to read in your work/everyday clothes, or are you partial to reading in PJs or comfy clothes? My work clothes are my comfy clothes. I work from home, I'm a freelancer, and so I get up and put comfy clothes on. I actually hate, and I mean hate, sitting around in like pajamas or a dressing gown. When I get out of bed, I want to be, showered and dressed as quickly as possible. Sitting around in pajamas or dressing gown, etc., just makes me feel kind of more tired, grufty, and then ultimately cranky. So I just don't do it. I like to get up and get dressed and crack on, but I'm always just in cash clothes. Okay, prompt number three is, what's your favourite reading spot? Couch, chair, bed, outdoors, somewhere else? I think my favourite spot is probably just on the sofa in the evenings, in the room. My wife's watching TV, so we are together, at least in the same space, with the dog sleeping, hopefully. Yeah, it's nice to just stretch out on the sofa with a blanket on, all cosy and nice, and read down there. If not down there, then I will read here. This is my second favourite spot, in my little reading nook here. I've got my lamp behind me and I can have the cat on my lap, and again, nice little cosy spot. If I'm listening to audiobooks, I do quite like sometimes to sit at my desk, because then I can do some other kind of hobby at the same time. So like, painting models or making art or something like that. I never read in bed. That's the one place I never read. Mainly because my wife goes to bed before me, so I would wake her up needing a light on. But if I go to bed, I'm going to bed to sleep. That's it. That's the only reason I'm in bed at that point. Okay, prompt number four then is, do you snack while reading, or is this a no-go? No, I absolutely snack. Chocolate mostly. I have a stock of Cadbury's Whispers that I keep in the freezer because they are so good straight out the freezer. Whispers or twirls. I do like a twirl as well, or a flake, something like that. Something that's really good when it's icy cold. And I regularly dip into that little stock of freezer chocolate. Or if I'm feeling slightly more healthy, not very often, I'll have like nuts and dried fruit, that kind of thing. Or again, not back away from the healthy things, biscuits, hobnobs, things like that. But yeah, I am absolutely a snacker when I'm reading, or at any other time really. Okay, prompt number five is, do you or have you ever peeked at the end of a book, or do you avoid spoilers at all costs? I don't think I've ever peeked at the end. No, I don't want to spoil the actual ending of a book for myself. But I do sometimes spoil things for myself intentionally if I need to check out like a potential trigger or something. So if I get to a point in a book and I think, oh, I'm not liking where this is going, there might be some, for instance, animal cruelty or dog death, something like that, I will go online and check and see what the score is so that I'm prepared for it, because there's certain things, like I think for everybody, in horror particularly, there are certain things that trigger you a little bit, that are just a bit much. So I will sometimes spoil myself for that, but I don't want to know the ending, the overall ending of a book. Okay, prompt number 6 is, do you prefer first person or third person narrative, or do you not care? I don't really mind, to be honest. As long as it fits the story, that's what matters. And I would say the same thing actually about, say, tense as well, past or present tense. Although I suppose I do gravitate toward third person present tense, especially in writing. When I come to write something, it does tend to be that's what comes out is third person present. Okay, prompt number 7 is, do you read dedications, author's notes, acknowledgements, or do you skip those? No, I read them all. I especially enjoy author's notes, actually. After the text, I do like to hear from the author, especially about their experience writing it, what inspired them to write it. Okay, prompt number 8 is, do you have a favourite reading beverage? Nope, I don't. I have basically every day, I basically drink 2 things, 2 different things each day, possibly 3. I have coffee when I get up, a big flask of coffee, big mug of coffee, bucket of coffee, in the morning, and I rarely read in the morning anyway, so I'm never having that when I'm reading. And then I will have a pint glass of blackcurrant squash on the go at all times. And yeah, that's pretty much all I drink. Occasionally I'll have a cup of tea after work, straight after I finished work, sort of 5 o'clock-ish, 6 o'clock-ish. Either normal tea or fruit tea. Normal tea being like Yorkshire tea. Proper good strong tea. But it never factors in terms of, if I'm reading, I want a particular drink. I just drink whatever I've got on the go. Okay, prompt number 9 is, how do you decide what to read next? TBR, mood, goals, random choice. At the moment, I tend to have a kind of a monthly pool of books that's a combination of a TBR for my project reads, so my science fiction project, horror project, Stephen King project, and then I have some more kind of mood picks or things that I'd quite like to get to soon. And so I don't have a set order within that pool though. It's like I can kind of mood read within that collection of books, and if something catches my eye outside of that during the month, then I feel quite at leisure to pick it up if I want to. So yeah, it's a kind of a combo really. I do have some TBR stuff, but I do like to be able to be flexible on when I actually read that stuff within a month. Okay, and prompt number 10 then is to tag some other folks. I've seen this one do the rounds quite a lot already actually, so I won't tag anyone specific in this. I will just throw it open and say that if you haven't done this one, if you haven't been tagged and you haven't done this one already and you like the sound of it, then do give it a go. But that will do from me today, a nice quick tag for Tag Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching, folks. As always, do drop your thoughts in the comments below. It's always lovely to hear from you. I'll be back with another video towards the weekend, so I do hope you'll join me for that then. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.